Paul Heyman betrays CM Punk and Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. Alexa Bliss and Wyatt 6 WWE return date leaked. Drew McIntyre addresses legitimate WWE Royal Rumble backstage frustration. Ric Flair called out for refusing to retire and living in the past. The Honky Tonk Man signs multi-year WWE Legends deal. Rey Fenix needs stronger booking to succeed in WWE. Rhea Ripley makes a huge statement days before WrestleMania. Becky Lynch is retired. Jey Uso is set to quit WWE. John Cena is loing at WrestleMania 41. Let's dive right in. Alexa Bliss and Wyatt 6's WWE return date leaked. Alexa Bliss hasn't been seen on WWE TV since her match at Elimination Chamber, and the Wyatt 6 have been off the air for over 4 months. But here's the exciting part. It looks like they're both gearing up for a big return. According to a wrestling news outlet, Fightful Select Answers, Alexa was sidelined for creative reasons. With WrestleMania's plans now locked in, there just wasn't space to bring her and the Wyatt 6 back during that huge event. So, the buzz is they'll likely show up right after WrestleMania, possibly as soon as the next SmackDown, which is less than 2 weeks away. Alexa has dropped hints that she's still tied to Bray Wyatt in some way, and the Wyatt 6 seem to have their sights set on her for reasons we can't quite figure out yet. Meanwhile, Bo Dallas's injury forced the Wyatt 6 off TV and shifted them to SmackDown, but now they're ready to step back into the spotlight. Here's what's intriguing. The Wyatt 6 haven't even made their SmackDown debut yet, so their first target is still a mystery. That said, there's already drama brewing. Liv Morgan knocked Alexa out of both the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, setting up a clear rivalry. When Alexa returns, she might join forces with the Wyatt 6 to take on Liv, who's got the Judgment Day backing her up. This could turn into an epic showdown with both sides having their own crews. Over the past few months, the Wyatt 6 have been dropping cryptic online messages, but they're so puzzling that no one can piece together their plans. We'll just have to wait and see if they pop up on SmackDown in 2 weeks. Drew McIntyre addresses legitimate WWE Royal Rumble backstage frustration. Drew McIntyre finally spoke about the backstage drama at WWE Royal Rumble 2025. Reports said he was upset after his elimination went wrong because of timing issues with LA Knight. Other guys in the match were annoyed too. People claimed Drew was screaming and angry backstage, and WWE reached out to him later about it. On the Getting Over Wrestling podcast with Adam Silverstein, Drew was asked if the stories were true or just hype, and he set things straight. I mean, not all the details in the reports are accurate, but yeah, I was fuming and I let everybody know what I thought and then I left. I've learned as an adult that nothing good happens when you're highly emotional, so just go calm down, get the facts, then deal with it. I don't want to punch somebody in the head and be unprofessional and then find out facts later I didn't know about. Leaving was the grown-up thing to do. Drew said he was really mad and told everyone how he felt before walking out. He's learned not to act crazy when he's worked up. He cools off first and figures out what's what. When asked how he handles being frustrated when no one's hurt, he kept it simple. I mean, it depends on the situation. For me, if I ever feel somebody did something disrespectful, or, making air quotes, went into business for themselves and the likes, that's when I get frustrated. Sometimes it's not what it appears on the surface, and you have to get all of the facts together, and you have to just calm down. Drew said he gets ticked off when someone's rude or tries to steal the show, like what might have happened with the timing mess, but he doesn't lose it right away. He waits, gets the full picture, and stays calm till he knows the deal. That's how he handled the Rumble trouble. Ric Flair called out for refusing to retire and living in the past. Dutch Mantel isn't keeping quiet about Ric Flair anymore. The ex-WWE manager let loose on the latest Bro Down with Mac Davis podcast, saying he's lost all respect for the 16-time world champ. Mantel brought up an online fight they had about a year ago, and he's still sour about it. He's not even sure if it was Flair typing the nasty replies or someone running his account, but it doesn't matter. It left him ticked off either way. I hate to say this, Mantel started, but Flair's a duckhead. He's an a-hole. He said it all kicked off when he made a comment that Flair didn't like. I said something and he took offense to it. He came back, and I don't know. Mantel kept going, hitting Flair hard for acting like he can still wrestle like a young guy. Flair still thinks he can get in the ring now and compete at the same level he did 30 years ago, he said. It can't be done. Flair's last match was in 2022. Teaming up with his son-in-law Andrade El Idolo against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. It got a lot of eyes on it, but Flair later said he passed out during the match and couldn't keep up like he used to. Even now, he's still popping up in wrestling here and there, doing appearances and deals. Some people wonder if sticking around is making his legend look better or worse. What do you think about Mantel calling out Flair like this? The Honky Tonk Man signs multi-year WWE Legends deal. A WWE Hall of Famer just signed a fresh multi-year Legends contract, keeping his 15-year throwback connection with WWE alive. The news dropped in a press release on the official Honky Tonk Man fan group on Facebook, confirming that Wayne Ferris, better known as the Honky Tonk Man, inked the deal. Brandon Kelly from HTM Entertainment, LLC put it out there like this. Honky Tonk Man signs multi-year Legends deal with WWE Hall of Fame legend. Honky Tonk Tonk Man has officially re-signed a multi-year Legends deal with WWE, marking his third consecutive contract and continuing a remarkable 15-year nostalgia partnership with the company. The Honky Tonk Man lit up the ring back in the day, rocking and rolling his way to a 454-day run as Intercontinental Champion, one of the longest ever. With Jimmy Hart by his side and that famous guitar in hand, he broke every rule to win big. His sneaky tricks and big personality made him a star fans still talk about. He got his spot in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2019 for all he did in wrestling. Some say he was one of the first real sports entertainers, mixing moves with showbiz flair that others copied later on. Come WrestleMania weekend, April 16th to 20th, he'll be in Las Vegas at WrestleCon, www.wrestlecon.com, signing stuff and meeting fans. You can grab pre-sale tickets at www.officialhtm.com to save some cash compared to day of prices. Honky Tonk Man said he's proud to keep working with WWE. This Legends deal is a reflection of my time and impact in WWE during the era it was becoming a global phenomenon. The relationship with WWE has been mutually beneficial, and I am honored by their continued commitment to ensure the Honky Tonk Man character and intellectual property will live on forever. With this deal, WWE fans will see more of him popping up in projects, gear, and old-school vibes that keep his name alive. His 454-day Intercontinental title run is still the second longest ever, only beaten lately by Gunther's 666 days. Rey Fenix needs stronger booking to succeed in WWE. Dutch Mantel, a seasoned wrestling manager, recently talked about Rey Fenix, the ex-AEW wrestler who just joined WWE. In his second match on SmackDown, Fenix took on Berto and came out on top. The high-flying luchador finished the job with his Mexican muscle buster move. On this week's Bro Down podcast with Mac Davis, Mantel said, "Fenix is good in the ring, but his moves aren't anything new or special. He thought Fenix did okay on SmackDown, but he's not sold on WWE treating him like a top guy yet. He does some good stuff. We've all seen it before. If he turns into a bigger star than he is now, they're gonna have to do something pretty strong with him. He's not overly big, and he does the same moves we see 10 times every TV show. He doesn't speak English, does he? And he had a good match tonight, but it wasn't anything you'd write home about. You expect that out of SmackDown in these types of good matches," he said. Fenix now has 2 solid wins under his belt in WWE. Everyone's curious how Triple H and the creative crew will handle him in the months ahead. Rhea Ripley makes a huge statement days before WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley is gearing up for her 6th WrestleMania, and the Women's World Championship is up for grabs. Just days before the big show in Las Vegas, she dropped a huge statement that might catch some off guard. WrestleMania is the ultimate goal for anyone in WWE. Not everyone gets to step in the ring there, let alone walk out with a title. Rhea's done it before, and her love for wrestling keeps getting stronger. In a chat with the Toronto Sun, the host brought up how Tiffany Stratton was shaky going into her first WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair and asked if Rhea still feels that way before the big event. Mommy didn't hold back, saying every wrestler should feel the heat before WrestleMania, and if they don't belong in the business. No, I still get so extremely nervous. I feel like if you don't get nervous, especially before WrestleMania, I feel like you just don't care. And once you don't care, I think it's time to quit the business. I think everyone should be getting nervous, especially before WrestleMania. I think everyone should be getting nervous before every moment on TV or different PLE because it means that you care about the product and what you're putting out there for everyone else to see as well," Ripley said. This year, Rhea won her 2nd Women's World Championship by beating Liv Morgan. But she slipped up when she lost the title to Sky in a defense match. The 28-year-old wouldn't back down after that. She kept crashing matches and arguing with Sky and Bianca Belair, making sure no one else got a shot before her. After weeks of chaos, Adam Pearce had enough. When Belair refereed a rematch between Rhea and Sky that ended in a double DQ, he set up a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. Becky Lynch is retired. Becky Lynch, who used to hold the WWE Women's World Championship, just popped up in a new ad while everyone's guessing about her wrestling comeback. With WrestleMania 41 coming up fast on April 19th to 20th, people have been talking nonstop about whether she'll step back into the ring. Now she's in a chime banking app commercial. A woman uses girl math to buy tickets to a show called Wrestling Presents Becky Lynch. Later in the ad, Becky shows up in a ring and shares a quick moment with that woman. The last time Becky wrestled for real was on May 27th, 2024 on Raw when she lost a steel cage match to Liv Morgan for the Women's World title. Her contract ran out at the end of that month, but word got around in January that she signed with WWE again, making fans think she might return soon. Becky finally spoke about all the comeback rumors as WrestleMania 41 gets closer. After her WWE deal ended in June 2024, she stepped away from wrestling, and fans have been buzzing about her next move. With news of a new contract in January, lots of people thought she'd show up at WrestleMania 41, 41. But at the April 11th Ultimate Improv show as a guest monologist, Becky cleared things up, saying she's not wrestling anymore. It's WrestleMania season, isn't it? Look, I'm not wrestling anymore. Maybe one day, but not right now. But my husband is. Her husband, Seth Rollins, is set to take on CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the Night 1 main event at WrestleMania 41. Jey Uso is set to quit WWE. Jey Uso's year in WWE has been a roller coaster, especially on his path to WrestleMania 41. He won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble and now faces Gunther at the Big Show after coming up short for the World Heavyweight Championship before. This match is do or die for Jey. His shot at being a top singles star depends on how he handles Gunther. The big Austrian has the edge, not just with his strength, but in Jey's head too. That's because of what happened on Raw in London. Gunther tied Jey to the bottom rope with zip ties and then beat down his twin brother Jimmy right in front of him. It wasn't just a regular attack, it broke Jey's heart. He got busted open, and Gunther made Jimmy pass out, then smeared his blood on his chest. Now, this WrestleMania fight is about more than just winning for Jey. The Yeet Master needs to take down Gunther to bring back some pride for his family. This match is so huge for him that losing doesn't even feel possible, but it could happen. He might get too caught up in his feelings next Saturday. If he does lose, it could wreck his chances of ever being a world champ in WWE. After what Gunther did to his mind, Jey might even quit the company. That kind of damage cuts deeper than just losing a match. From a story angle, it'd be a killer twist after the biggest loss of his career. If Jey Uso quits WWE on the Raw after WrestleMania 41, it'd hit hard, full of shock and sadness. But his story wouldn't be over, even if things look rough. Jimmy could eventually beg his twin to come back, opening up all kinds of paths. The Usos might team up again and rule the tag team scene. Or even better, main event Jey could start climbing back to the top, with Jimmy and other family members showing up on TV to push him. WrestleMania 41 could be Jey's moment, but a bigger story might come if WWE waits on his win. The Yeet Master could still take the World Heavyweight Championship later this year, maybe even from Gunther if he's still champ. John Cena is loing at WrestleMania 41. John Cena is set to go after his 17th world title when he takes on Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. Wrestling old-timer Magnum TA just threw out a surprising guess about how this big match might end. Cena locked in his title shot by winning the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber. That same night, the 47-year-old shocked everyone by turning bad guy, attacking Cody Rhodes and teaming up with The Rock. Since then, he's promised to take the title from Rhodes, retire as champ, and mess up wrestling for all the fans. For weeks, tons of people thought Cena would walk out of Las Vegas with the win. Magnum TA used to think so too, but on the Straight Talk with the Boss podcast, he flipped his take and said Cody might keep the belt. I have thought that and thought that and thought that from the beginning, but something in my gut tells me Cody could retain. Well, and I'll tell you why. I think John Cena's really giving back to the business. He could have taken a little easy peasy lane and done his little cutesy tour and gone around and high-fived everybody and kissed babies and, made his paydays and done his thing and, no harm, no foul, he said. Magnum TA went on, saying he doesn't think Cena cares much about getting that 17th title to break the record. He even suggested Cena might want Randy Orton to be the one to do it instead. But to take this path that he's done, and realizing it's all business, but to try to make something that good, I don't think he's got any desire, first of all, of working a day after this is all over with in the ring. I don't think his body is really digging the pounding that it once was. And I think he's really giving back. I don't really think he cares about breaking the record or being the one to break it. He might rather Randy Orton come along and break the record. On the Brand podcast, ex-WWE head writer Vince Russo talked about the big title match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. He's dead set that Cena has to beat Cody at WrestleMania 41. In my opinion, there's no way in the world John Cena cannot go over. That is my opinion. But who knows? Who knows what they're going to do, he said. WWE analyst Sam Roberts also chimed in recently about Cody Rhodes maybe turning bad guy later this year. He told the 39-year-old to steer clear of that move. Paul Heyman betrays CM Punk and Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman will stand by CM Punk's side when he takes on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41 on April 19th. But WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff recently talked on his 83 Weeks podcast about where Heyman's loyalty might land after the match. Since 2020, Heyman's been Roman Reigns' on-screen special counsel. Now, at 59, he's backing Punk in Las Vegas because of a deal they made in 2024. Some think Heyman might flip and team up with Rollins, turning his back on both Punk and Reigns. Bischoff loved the idea and told host Conrad Thompson it could work. This is awesome. I don't know which way he's Paul Heyman gonna go because I don't know which of those have the longest tail. I always like the one that you least suspect. So Seth, based on the way you frame that, would make a lot of sense to me. On the April 7th episode of Raw, Seth Rollins came close to smashing Heyman with a stomp, but stopped short. Right after, he grabbed the mic and told Heyman he owes him one. Punk and Heyman go way back. They worked together on WWE TV in 2012 and 2013, and they got along great in 2005 in WWE's Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW Training Ground 2. With WrestleMania 41 just a week away, Bischoff said he wouldn't be shocked if Heyman sticks with Punk after the show. But I think there's some real runway with him and Punk because of the backstory. Act 1 has already been told. They can pick it up at Act 2. That's kinda cool. I love that. Bischoff also said WWE bosses shouldn't come down hard on Tiffany Stratton for her unscripted comments to Charlotte Flair.